Hello, everybody. We're going to be talking about gene therapy and the ethics of genetic engineering today. My name is Sabrina.
I'm Miranda.
I'm Janine.
I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Eddie.
So I'm going to be talking about gene therapy and how it's different from genetic engineering and CRISPR.
And I will be talking about the types of gene therapy and the history.
And I will be talking about the ethics and pros and cons of gene therapy.
I'll be talking about how it works.
And I'll be talking about affordability and access.
So what is gene therapy? Gene therapy is an experimental procedure that alters genes to prevent or cure diseases. Sabrina will go into greater detail as to how it actually works, but briefly, when gene therapy is performed, a defective gene is replaced with a functional gene in order to improve the body's attempt to fight or prevent disease. Gene therapy is usually performed with an injection or an IV and is commonly used to fight and prevent diseases such as cancer, HIV, AIDS, and leukemia. So although genetic engineering and gene therapy are closely related, they are actually pretty different. What makes them different is the desired end goal. So genetic engineering aims to mutate genes in order to reach capabilities that are beyond normal for a human. So for example, designing a superhuman that is extraordinarily stronger than Superman. CRISPR stands for clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. It's also known as Cas9. This is easily understood if you think of it as editing a sentence. So in a sentence, if there's a wrong word in a sentence, Cas9 will be inserted and it will cut out the wrong word and it will replace it with a correct and new template that contains the new information. CRISPR has already been used to advance research in diseases such as cancer and mental illnesses.
Gene transfer represents a new possibility for the treatment of rare genetic disorders and common multifactorial diseases by changing the expression of the person's genes. Germline therapy involves modifying the genes inside sperm or egg cells so that the future children will have the modified genes. However, it is not currently in practice today. Somatic gene therapy is the transfer of a section of DNA to any cell of the body that doesn't produce sperm or eggs. Somatic gene therapy is viewed as a safer approach because it affects only the targeted cells in the patient and will not be passed into future generations. The simplest method of gene therapy is getting into the person's cells using viruses or cells. Targeted cells might be bone marrow where they are easily isolated and reimplanted. Cells will be continue to divide in patient's whole life in cases such as bones muscle. Genetic engineering was developed by breeders over 30,000 years ago. A enormous breakthrough in GMO technology came in 1973 when Herbert Boyer and Stanley Cohen together developed a method to cut out a gene from one organism and base it into another. Using this, they transferred a method to cut out the gene. Ashanti De Silva, a 4-year-old girl, became the first gene therapy patient on September 14, 1990. She has adenosine deficiency, and using somatic gene therapy, white blood cells were taken from her and the normal genes for making adenosine were inserted into the correct cell.
A few of the ethics behind gene therapy, one that stands out the most is who are we to play God? And what are the risks that comes with gene therapy? Also, who gets gene therapy? And we as humans, where do we draw the line when it comes to gene therapy? What are the advantages of gene therapy? The main advantage of gene therapy is that it gives people who have certain diseases like cancer, AIDS, multiple sclerosis, a chance at a second healthy life. This could be very good for people who suffer from diseases. Another advantage of gene therapy is the ability to replace defective cells, eradicate diseases from future generations, and change ineffective genetic diseases. This helps you to kind of understand what the good advantages are. So the disadvantages of gene therapy is safety concern, which is a great concern, and gene doping, which is modify cells into individuals to hoping that to enhance athletic performance, and the main one is costly treatment. Another disadvantage of gene therapy is viruses can affect more than one type of cell. It possibly that the viral vector can affect cells more than those that contain mutated genes. If that happens, healthy cells can be damaged, causing other illnesses.
So how does gene therapy work? A normal gene is inserted in the genome, which replaces the abnormal disease-causing gene. A carrier molecule called a vector is used to deliver the therapeutic gene to the target cells. So just like Miranda was saying before, copy and paste, you paste the healthy cell where the affected one was. So continuing on how gene therapy works. The most common vector is a virus that has been genetically modified to carry DNA. The virus is manipulated in order to remove the disease-causing gene and paste it with the therapeutic healthy ones. The vector can be injected or given through an IV directly into a specific tissue in the body, where it is taken up by individual cells and carried to the affected area. If the treatment is successful, the new gene will create a functional protein and the person will be cured from their disease or condition. Diseases that can be treated by gene therapy are immunodeficiency diseases, hemophilia A and B, cystic fibrosis, cardiovascular disease, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, AIDS, hepatitis B, and neurological diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Gene therapy clinical trials. So the most important aspect to clinical trials is awareness. Right now there has been over 40,000 trials being performed in all 50 states in 200 countries. Your greatest resource to finding out about clinical trials is the website clinicaltrials.gov, as well as your doctor.
So the affordability of gene therapy, just like Cynthia stated before, it is very expensive. So by this graph, you can tell the amount of people that are being impacted by a certain gene therapy and also the pricing. Some of them can reach up to $1 million depending on what gene therapy you are using and what it does to the specific individual. So listed are a few of the therapies that are available for consumers. As you can see, the most expensive one that is called Glybera, it compensates for lipoprotein deficiency. It costs up to $1 million for treatment. So just continuing from the last slide, these are another of the gene therapies that are available to consumers to buy. The cheapest one available to date is called Yescarta. And it goes into the modification of immune cells to go after cancer cells. This still costs $350,000. Like I said before, pricing for certain gene therapies can range anywhere from $350,000 to $1 million. Therefore, medical insurers are unsure of how they would cover said treatments. Just like specific individuals, a lot of people don't have that type of money. And high costs are due to fewer eligible patients for that treatment. So not a lot of people have that certain disease. So the access to gene therapy, it's actually pretty broad, that there is little to none, just because medical treatments are expensive already, as we kind of know from just medical visits and so on. So low-income individuals are kind of placed out of the box. Therefore, access to these therapies will continue to be hard to obtain. The high pricing will most likely remain due to the amount of resources that are needed to actually individualize the treatment for these gene therapies. Therefore, future research is being done on ways to reduce pricing for innovative technologies.
So in conclusion, gene therapy aims to fight and prevent disease, while genetic engineering aims to create a human well beyond basic standards. Price and accessibility are the biggest deterrent factors for the treatment, and medical health insurers just can't pay for the treatments. As a group, we've decided that we do like the idea of gene therapy just to eradicate diseases, but we believe that there's a limit and we should expand access to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.